Christian marriages, Satan is interested in breaking down the morals of both partners. He's responsible for jealousy, and he uses it as a tool to promote idolatry within the marriage. He's at work in many ways to destroy the institution of marriage. He's responsible for men that becomes middle-aged crazy, leaving their wives for younger women and vice versa. They find out too late after that new relationship has faded that it was the biggest mistake they've ever made. Satan encourages homosexuality as another means to destroy the institution of marriage. Today we see him actively at work encouraging society to do away with marriage altogether. He wants us to junk marriage as being old-fashioned and antique. Who needs it and its problems anyway? Just live your life and have a good time and have sex with as many as possible. Especially if you are divorced and have little children who will become neurotic and unloved because of a result of that lifestyle. The kingdom of darkness is always looking ahead to destroy the youth of the entire world through every means possible. As I think you can see or hear, Satan is the power most responsible for the destruction of the family as we know it today. He knows that without the safety and security of the family unit, mankind is doomed. Because of his mission, he vehemently fights those organizations that are trying to save the family. He knows if he can stop the family, he will stop the work of God here on earth. Child of God, I've got such a burden upon my heart for the marriages of today. Children of God's marriages that are being pulled apart because of the enemy. I want to read to us Colossians 2:15 that says, God disarmed the principalities and powers that were ranged against us and made a bold display and a public example of them in triumphing over them in him and in it the cross. They've been stripped of their power and authority, and now we have the authority to trample upon scorpions and snakes. We have the authority to go and fight this thing, not to fight your husband or your wife inside of the marriage, but to fight together against the enemy who wants to come and pull your marriage apart. 3 things you should never let go of is intimacy with God, dependency upon God, and obedience. Intimacy. Read your word. Spend time with the Lord. Make time with the Lord and pray and fast and give everything surrendered to the Lord. Praise and worship Him. Then dependency. Trust the Lord like a child. Never forget that He's a faithful Father and He's got His grip upon you. He's got you in His hand. Just trust Him and know that He is fighting your battles for you. And then lastly, be obedient to the Lord, for the Lord knows better than us. He knows when He's asking you to do something, for you to be obedient so that He can protect you, so that He can protect your spouse, your children, and your family. For the enemy wants to devour the family unit. But you know what? Our God that is in us is bigger than him who's in the world. And we are more than overcomers through Christ who gives us strength. So just hold on to Him, give Him your situation and say, Lord, we will never give up because we know You are a faithful God. We can trust You. We can just love You and know that every time You will come through for us and You will protect us and You will keep us together in love. For You have given us love to love one another and not to hate one another.